Here we go. Macizo. Macizo. Can Munoz KO Simmons? Honestly, I don't know much about either of these guys. I do know that, yeah, Simmons is, you look at Simmons, Jake Childers, he lost 13 seconds against him by a knee. He's lost in the first round against in a regional fight against a guy who was making his MMA debut. He's, he's as far as he just doesn't look durable. The way I handicap this fight, basically, I think this fight goes the distance. I see quite a bit of value on fight goes the distance, yes, in this one. Uh, like I said, I don't really know much about either of these guys. This is one of the fights that I kind of just skimmed through as far as the fight tape goes and as far as looking at the numbers. But I do basically normally in a normally in a bantamweight fight like this, I'm looking at unders because I said this before. The under in this division cashes at a way higher rate than people cashed at a 47.5% rate since January of last year, 38 and 42. And, these are two unranked bantamweights. So I just kind of lean on these stats when not looking at deeper into the numbers of, two fighters like this. And, normally I'm trying to make a case to bet an under here because I'm trying to get like a plus 105 or better type odds, even minus 105. But this one's favored. Fight goes the distance. No is a chalk line. So, that's not. A lot of people are thinking that John Munoz is going to come out there and stop Jamey Simmons, right? That's the prevailing opinion. If you look at the market, the under 2.5 rounds prop is minus 125. Fight goes the distance, no, is minus 130. So, the market is expecting this fight not to go the distance. And I got to say, I think there's some value on the fight goes the distance. Yes. Although, like I said, Jamey Simmons, he kind of looks like he's got a glass chin. He just got completely set up with that head kick by Giga Shikadze. And like I said, 13-second loss against Jake Childers in LFA a couple years ago. And then a loss to Donnie Simpson. Couldn't find the tape on that one, but 2 minutes and 40 seconds into a fight on XFO against a guy who was making his pro MMA debut. Not super high on the guy, but as far as I don't know, I know a lot of people are talking about Munoz as a parlay piece. I don't know. I just don't know enough about him to make the call, but. I do like fight goes the distance, yes. Although I will say this, more times than not, yeah. Munoz probably wins this fight inside the distance, but based on implied probability, I'm seeing now fight goes the distance, yes, at plus 125. I think that's where the value is, in my opinion, as far as just this fight is on a whole. The market expects the other side. It expects the fight to not to go the distance. I got to be contrarian here. I think it's going to. Yeah, you know what? He says, event-wise, the first fight to go the distance is due. Yeah, that was I factored that in too when I was thinking about this. is, they're probably going to come in with that hot crowd, right? And we've seen how that hot crowd has affected a lot of these fights to start these pay-per-view events. But I still like that value of plus 125. Let's see what that is on the implied probability calculator. 44.4%. Do I think that 44.4% of the time this fight goes a distance? Yeah, I do. In the Apex, I'd probably say absolutely. I wouldn't have to think about it. I wouldn't hesitate at all. But yeah, I like that spot. And I'm not laying a unit on it. I like, probably less than half a unit. But I like fight goes a distance, yes, here for sure at plus 125. All right. Let's go back to the Patreon questions. Oh, here we go. We had one. Yeah, I'm not going to relitigate it, but yeah, do I see Munoz as a viable parlay piece? Honestly, you have to do like I said, this is one of the fights that I kind of skimmed over. You'll have to do like the the research yourself on this one. If you feel like I don't know, it's tough. I for once I actually like have my full card ready. Like one of the good things about doing a look ahead on these pay-per-views is you don't have to dig too hard into the card ahead of time. The way I handicapped this was just Munoz winning this fight by decision. And then that's another thing. The judges, right? We got to talk about it, right? We're going to that's actually brings us to our next question that we got. We're back in Houston. Do you think that there will be more bad judging? And absolutely, right? 100%. And, Sal D'Amato, the whole crew. And I talked about it last week. It's different with Bellator and the UFC being on the same night. We kind of had the B crew, but now we're going to Houston where we got a bunch of people who are not very qualified to be judges or referees, and they'll probably make a couple of appearances in these bouts. So for me, if we're going to go back to the Johnny Munoz fight, for me, this is something that if I handicap this fight to go the distance, it's probably a lot closer than what the odds are actually indicating, which means that with these corrupt or, with these incompetent or corrupt judges, you decide that it's kind of hard to lean on a fighter that's supposed to win by decision to win by decision. It's, you're betting on baseball at that point. So I'm steering clear of this one. Do I think he can knock him out? Yeah. But if I'm handicapping this fight, that it probably goes decision.